In honor of me turning 30 on the 30th, I'm going to tell my 20-something-year-olds stuff that I wish that I knew and that I had to learn the hard way. So let's get into it. Number one, cheer for yourself. I'm talking about go crazy about yourself. Cheer for yourself, because if you don't cheer for yourself, when other people don't cheer for you, you're going to be miserable. You're going to be like not feeling good enough. You need to always cheer for yourself so that when people don't show up for you, they don't check on you, they don't check for you, they try to count you out, you won't feel any type of way. I promise you, if you cheer for yourself. Number two, if you're going to work in the nightlife, bottle service, stripping, hookah, whatever, you need to give yourself a time frame. And when I say a time frame, you need to give yourself a set date and time to where you are done with all of that. Like, and it's non-negotiable too. So when you give yourself this date and this time, you need to be done on that day and at that time, period. Next, you can never go wrong with making God your number one priority and your best friend. God is your best friend. He will never betray you. But you know who will? People will. People will betray you, and they'll do it for free. They'll do it for fun. They'll betray you. They'll fuck your nigga. They'll steal from you. They'll lie to you. They'll treat you like you're not that girl, and you really are. So I advise you to just make God your best friend. Get a journal and God. Tell them your secrets. Tell that journal, that paper, and that pen, and God, your secrets. Because your secrets are not safe with these people. Whether they from your hometown, whether they from the strip club. These people ain't your homegirls, and these people ain't your homeboys. And that's like that. Next, forgive and forget quickly. Whatever they did, unless they really did something, you feel me? Like hurt your mama. Unless they hurt your mama, forgive and forget quickly, because the longer you hold on to grudges, it's going to show up in your face, it's going to show up in your skin, it's going to show up in your life. The grudges are the issues. Don't hold no grudges. Don't let nobody have no power over you, because that's the number one way somebody has power over you, is when you don't forgive them and you don't forget what they did. Forget about them. They don't exist. You are the prize. You don't need to be worried about nothing nobody did. And if they did you wrong, it's their loss, period. And last but not least, don't be afraid to age. You're going to look better. You're going to feel better. You're just going to be so much better as you age in life. I know it's so scary. Just look at it as the biggest blessing in history. I have two close friends that had passed away, and they were once older than me. And now I am technically older than them. And, you know, I wish that they could be here with me celebrating this, you know, this milestone. You feel me? Aging is such a blessing. Hold on to who holds on to you. If they are not holding on to you, if they are not checking on you, if they are not extending themselves to you, keep that energy inside. Bring all your problems and your worries and your troubles to God, because He wants them. He's not with you just for the moment. He's with you for life. He's not with you because what you can give to Him, what you could bring to Him, what you could do for Him. Because that's what all these people out here, they only love you for what you could do for them. They only love you for how loyal you are to them and what you bring to them. Once you're not happy, once you're in a bad space, once you're at your lowest, they are nowhere to be found. You are in the middle of the city by yourself. So that's what I would like to tell my 20-something-year-olds. Don't be afraid to age, baby, because it's only getting better and bigger. So God bless everybody. Mwah.
Today I turned 30, and I feel like this last decade, I spent so much time feeling so confused. Quite honestly, a lot of the time, I didn't do anything. And I don't mean nothing as in, like, nothing productive. I mean nothing as in, like, I would watch TV after work, and then watch TV on the weekends, like, not even really socialize. I just spent so many years feeling so confused, stuck, and I feel like there were certain lessons that I learned later on in my 20s that I wish I learned earlier, and that I feel like would have really helped me, so I wanted to share those with you today. This lesson is to stop fighting your nature. I think there are a lot of different ways that we are taught that some part of our nature is bad or wrong. Sometimes those things do get criticized as something to change, that you need to heal enough to move past. And after you go through deep diving into that issue and healing and trying to meditate it out of you, I have done all of it. I just arrived at the conclusion that that thing that you are trying to run away from and like remove is actually just a part of you. Reasons it can be difficult to accept the parts of us that are our nature is we can get a lot of conflicting messages on them. For example, I'm a little bit more of an intense personality type. I'm very passionate. So when I actually let my intensity and my passion play out after so many years of not doing anything, people started to make comments in my life about how I was, hustling too much, working too hard, when I wasn't really. I was actually very well balanced. I was just simply moving my life forward after not for so many years, and I was met with this criticism. And I just think it's something that can be really misinterpreted. Second thing is that you're allowed to change when something no longer feels true. There might be a lot of different things that you have held on to for a long time that don't feel good, and things that you want to change were never even really you to begin with. I had this with how messy I was, how chaotic I was. Like, I had a desire to be clean. I had a desire to get my life together, to get it on track, but instead I identified as this messy, chaotic, fun girl, or another default was like a very mellow, chill, like doesn't care kind of person, like whatever, who cares type personality. None of those things were actually me, and I defaulted to those things for a lot of different reasons. So when it is time to let something go that was never a part of you, it is okay to do that, even when other people won't necessarily receive this well. I think a lot of people get used to someone not being themselves, and they think that that is someone, and when you all of a sudden switch it up and start doing things and acting in a way that is more you, a lot of people might confuse that as you not being yourself when you are kind of finally lining up with yourself. So when it is time to change, it is okay to do that. Lastly, there might be an itch that won't go away. And to be completely honest, I did everything that I could to not be sitting here talking to a camera. Like, this was an itch that I couldn't scratch. I tried to scratch it with relationships, with becoming successful in another industry, with doing things a certain way. Like, I have tried to itch this scratch that represents something else that I want to do in every other possible way, and it didn't work, okay? Even when you get good at the other things and you get somewhere and you make money from them, it still won't itch the scratch. Like, I just think the sooner you know that you can't itch a certain scratch with other things, the sooner you can kind of just get to it. Like, the second you start to scratch that itch, you feel more like yourself.
Let's talk about the 20 things I wish I knew while dating in my 20s. If you have to ask yourself if you're in the right relationship, you're probably in the wrong relationship. There is somebody out there waiting to love you more than you ever thought possible. Don't quit before you find them. There are no shortcuts to healing from heartbreak. Allow yourself to feel it, and eventually you'll move past it. Sometimes good men do bad things. It doesn't mean you have to forgive them, but it doesn't mean you have to demonize them either. Learn to leave someone without villainizing them. You'll never find peace if you ask for it from the person who disturbed your peace in the first place. Learn to love your loneliness. It's what will protect you from giving yourself away to all the wrong men. Sometimes all you need to do is ugly cry and eat Haagen-Dazs directly from the carton. Let yourself be the stereotype, and you can laugh about it later. Be scared and do it anyways. Go on that first date. Say I love you first. Start that new business. Let your fear fuel your power. Rejection is a part of a life well lived. Just because one man rejected you doesn't mean another won't come along and love you for everything you are. There are 7.8 billion people in the world, and all you need is one. Sometimes it wasn't you and it wasn't him. Not everyone is meant to be together, and most people need to date the wrong person first in order to find the right person later. Know who you are, and no one will ever be able to use it against you. Going back to a man who hurt you means you trust in him more than you trust in your future. Trust me, your future is always better. Don't date a man who uses alcohol as an excuse for his actions. Most of the time, you can't break up with someone without breaking their heart. Learn to be the bad guy, because it's a better choice than being the good guy who's lying to their partner. You don't need to be friends with your ex, and you don't need to be the bigger person. You just need to move on. Blocking someone is not a sign of weakness. Learn to viciously edit the negativity out of your life. Dare to ask for more, because it's the only way you'll get it. You can love somebody and also know they're not right for you. Your worth is not defined by who didn't love you. Your worth is defined by how you overcame being unloved. There is always time to start over and become the person you want to be. You can resolve to start on May 8th and a half just as much as you can on January 1st. So what are you waiting for? Start now.
What I wish I knew at 21 instead of 46. You need to show up, even when you're scared, even if you think people don't like you, even if you think you can't do it, and even when you have a cold sore. Do not make big decisions or get into arguments when you are tired or hungry. Feed that body and put it to bed. You'll have more clarity in the morning to address that situation. You don't need to be scared of people in authority. Most people are actually really good people, and if they're not, you don't want to be around them anyway. Doctors, lawyers, teachers, investors, your mother-in-law, they're all dealing with the same stuff fundamentally, and you do not need to worry about it. If you feel overwhelmed by something, get yourself educated on it. Education has pulled you out of more situations than you can count, because when you understand how something works, you can navigate it. Making money is not unimportant. In fact, getting your finances figured out is one of the most empowering things you can do for yourself. Finance gives you freedom and choices, and there's this thing that if you somehow want that, it's like weird or bad, but that's the trap. That's where they trap you. You know more than you think, but you do not know everything. So ask for help and advice. No one does it alone. And if they don't give you help or advice, they're just not the people for you.
Another thing I wish I knew in my 20s, before I knew my 50s would pay the price, the motto, live hard, die young, and leave a good looking corpse. Yeah, I used to follow that. But turns out you're likely to live long with a really beat up body. So take care of it now. Dump toxic people. You don't need a group chat. You're gonna need 3 people who answer when you say you're losing your mind. Boundaries. They're not abandonment, no matter what people say. They're actually a superpower. Peace in your 50s is worth way more than being liked in your 20s. Lift weights, and it's no longer gonna be about being thin or even looking good. It's gonna be about your ability to sit on a toilet without falling. Forgive yourself, because you're gonna need grace, and you'll need less therapy. Finally, I'd say focus on faith, because life gets really messy at times. And at some point, you're going to need faith in something way bigger than yourself. And I'm wondering, am I the only person who ignored my mom's advice because I thought I'd be dead by the time I was 50? And now suddenly her words seem so wise.
Woman to woman, girl to girl in your early 20s, if there's one thing I can tell you that I'm realizing, and I'm happy that I'm young and I'm catching this drift right now, focus on yourself. Focus on your passions. Focus on your career. I've given my blood, sweat, tears, soul to relationships and guys since I was 14 years old. That sounds so bad. I'm truly a lover girl at heart. I love love. I love loving. I love receiving love. Love is just beautiful. Love make the world go round. If you don't detach yourself from this until you have gotten yourself stable and financially good, mentally good, physically good, it will literally destroy your life. I almost didn't graduate high school. Till this day, bitch, I struggle. I still struggle. Don't let my ass fool you. But one thing that I'm not struggling on is focusing on me and putting myself first. I'm gonna be doing what I gotta do, whether I'm sad, whether I'm angry, it don't matter. I'm still gonna be showing up to the gym. I'm still gonna show up to school. I'm still gonna work through it all, through the pain. Don't give up on yourself. Keep going. Do what you gotta do. Do not let these emotions, girls, we are so emotional. We are sensitive, and I get that. Take a few minutes to cry, but that's it. This is literally one of the most important years of our life because we are building our foundation. We are planting our seeds. If you let these relationships and you let these guys distract you, then when you're 30, when you're 40, which I understand this happens to a lot of women, I'm not saying it's bad, wouldn't you want to have it figured out earlier and not figure it out and go through so much pain 20 years down along the line? No, it's now. If you don't put yourself first, then who will?